Hey everybody, what's up? Thank you for stopping by. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, and put that notification bell on so you know the next time I drop one of these videos. All right, let's get into it. Episode 7 of Are You Sure? Featuring Mr. Jimin and JK. So, I've said this before, I do love this show. I'm a little sad that we only have one more episode to go, but I can't wait. This episode was quite long, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't it an hour and a half?
About an hour and 20 minutes.
Hour and 20 minutes. So, yeah, it ran quite long, but no worries because we watched the whole thing. Of course, this episode didn't seem to center so much around food, but of course, they had their moments and their food moments. I guess maybe like no other, but there was just a lot more that was happening. I think they did a lot more activity. So, and by the way, they're still in Sapporo, Japan. So again, that place just looks amazing. And later in the episode, they end up going skiing and whoa. Anyways, you know, basically they get to where they're going to get to. The accommodations are beautiful. That place that they stayed in was so typical Japan style, just awesome, just squared and just super cool. Just I love how clean Japanese style homes are. They're just so spacious, and even when they're not spacious, they actually look quite big. So that definitely was a really cool place. Of course, you know, they enjoy their snacks. They're always going to have their snacks and everything. So but when they pulled in, speaking of the snacks, there was obviously a 7-Eleven that they pulled into because it had, you know, everything blurred out. But the funny thing was that, boy, JK he loves his snacks, he loves his food, and I love the way he proposes something that he likes. The way he shows it to you is almost the way like when people do their nails, they gotta put the blocker in. So he's very conscious of YouTube and YouTubers and people looking at the videos. He wants to make sure that you see what kind of snacks this guy is having. So, yeah, man, they just, you know, they get all their snacks, devouring their snacks as they drive. And the cool thing was they started listening to the song Hate You, which is pretty cool. I like that. I like the fact that they share their music with each other. And it's always cool to see JK presenting something that he's done, or Jimin presents something that they do, and you see either one of these guys singing the other guy's tunes, which is awesome because that just shows a lot of support between those two. And again, I've said it, they obviously have a very close relationship with each other. So yeah, I mean, they're in tune. They're in tune. So to see them critiquing other songs, I'm not even really critiquing, just enjoying other tunes, and even in demo mode, because some of the songs that they're playing, you know, weren't released, but maybe months later, a year later, they arrive to their room, and just like anything, it's just shenanigans, you know, trying to look for something to do. I couldn't tell, maybe they may have said it, you guys could tell me, but I think they may have gotten there a little late in the evening. They alluded to the fact that they had been pretty much driving all night. So in any event, they get to where they're at. They're basically looking to find something to do. Of course, JK, he's got his food rituals and he's got his things that he does. And one of those things was, you know, his self-care, self-love, and being in the mirror. And then I think he just took it a little too far with the hair cutting, because man, he had cool hair. And then I think he just wanted to take a little bit of the bangs out, and pretty soon he had a whole bowl cut. And I don't know, he pulls it off, I guess. But you could tell that when he started cutting it, he even said it, oh shit, man, this is just too much. So why not go with the full bowl cut? So in any event, I thought that was pretty funny. So now the next thing is obviously, and this is kind of the mark. I mean, people do like playing cards. When I was younger, I used to play cards. I used to play poker and 7-card draw and all this other stuff. Man, I couldn't sit down and play poker today. I have no idea how to play that anymore, but these guys were playing some form of that. And there was this triangle which is crazy because I personally don't like seaweed. So when I see people eating seaweed, I'm like, man, they make it look so good, but it's really not for me at least. But it was this seaweed cone with whatever was stuffed. What was stuffed in the middle of it? Do you remember? I don't know if it was crab or tuna or something, but they're playing and basically, yeah, he ate the triangle. I mean, it really comes out to that. So like any other vacation, especially like when we go on it, we love hot tubs, steam rooms and stuff like that. I mean, who doesn't? These guys, I don't know if it was in their room. I don't know if it was in their room or not. But they had a really cool stone, like a gray stone, hot tub and a cold tub. And I told my wife, I said, man, when we start making the biggest money, we need the next house that we buy, we want to make sure that we have a hot tub in our room or in our house somewhere. And we'd like to get a pool. Those guys seem to have it all like that, which is pretty awesome. So it's pretty cool, you know, kind of just watching these guys take in the good life, you know. So, but again, the decor of that hotel, even with the hot tubs and everything, was just super, super, super on point. And then came time for these cats to eat some dinner. And I got to tell you, this one thing that I like about Japan, and a lot of the restaurants are like that, where I was hard pressed to find restaurants that were just your typical, you walk in, they seat you, you look at a menu, and they serve you. Actually, I found that to be more with Chinese restaurants that were in Japan. But it seems like the style that's popular is the vending machine kind of thing where you just pick out what you're going to do, you pay for it, and then the ticket goes back. I mentioned that in the last episode. So you kind of get something like that. But then the other thing that I saw was common, and I was telling my wife that that is the way they do it. There is some of the food that they will bring you. Of course, you request it, but they have these type of grills or I don't want to call them grills, but they're gas grills with some kind of an apparatus like a bowl or a wok without a handle or something very specific to you being able to cook your own food, boiling your own vegetables, and then also your own meats and stuff like that. I don't trust myself, especially around pork, because pork, as you guys know, if you don't eat pork right, you're in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. You don't want to eat raw pork. So, but I'm not too sure what they were having. The beef that they were eating was really good. I don't know. I may have missed it because, as you guys know, I have a cat who likes to go back and forth between me and his mother all the time. So there are times I'm not looking at the screen and reading because he's stepping on me or something like that. And I think that was around that time he was being very pesado, so which means annoying. And I don't know if they mentioned that was Kobe beef that they were eating. So if you guys could tell me, I guess I could always go back, but Kobe beef is very, very expensive beef that's there in Japan. And I want to believe that any of the beef that was sitting on that table was probably Kobe beef, which, whew, good stuff, good stuff. Everything they had that was looking really, really good. I don't know, man. These guys, it's watching them eat is just like, I'm kind of amazed. You know, I wish I could eat like that. Maybe when I was younger, I was able to eat. Like now, when you get my age and older, you can't just start sticking everything in your mouth. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of definitely jealous of that. But nothing more that made me more jealous is when they pulled out the crab. That crab claw with the meat hanging out. Oh my God. Now look, I'm from Michigan, and where I come from, we have casinos that have all-you-can-eat buffets, right? Shout out MGM Grand. After COVID, a lot of these things shut down. The one in Toledo shut down, and I think the only one that's left is in Detroit. The casino didn't shut down. They shut down the buffets. However, the magic to those buffets was the fact that it was all the crab, lobster, shrimp, and scallops you could handle. Sure, you're paying $35 for your meal, but look at the layout that you got, not to mention beef and all the other foods that come with these type of buffets. But I am a crab lover. I love crab legs, just crab legs and melted butter with a little bit of lime or lemon, excuse me, lemon and garlic butter. Oh my God, we don't have that here in Barcelona. Not like that. And those crab claws that they said, I think those were Alaskan king crab claws, which makes me ask where the rest of the, because even if they were Dungeness crab, I think, you would still have the legs. So that was just those big claws. Very jealous of that. They both obviously were like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I know that it was. So, but here in Barcelona, they don't get down like that. Crab legs here are a bit sad, to be quite honest with you. They're African blue crabs, and they're very small and not very meaty. And yeah, and very hard and very expensive to come by. So, I love crab legs, man. So, I mean, back to playing cards again. At this point, they decided to make even, I guess, raise the stakes with push-ups. And poor Jimin, man, poor guy just couldn't catch a break. He was just losing. I think I only saw JK, what, he lost twice, Irene? Yeah. They went from push-ups and then they went to like squats. Yeah, I mean, it's those guys are just so, I don't know. I guess you can say that they're so used to each other that even when they play fight with each other, it's cute to watch, man, because, you know, they don't ever take it that far. And yeah, I don't know. I dig their friendship, man. I think their friendship is really cool. So these guys decided, because they've been talking through the thing, that they were going to go skiing. So they do go to Mount Fiji, or is it Fuji? You'll have to forgive me. I don't know if it's Fiji or Fuji, but anyways, yeah, those out there in Japan, man, that mountain range is just incredible. And to be able to ski, even if it was on it or anywhere near it, has got to be just number one. If you guys have done that, please let me know, because I'm not a skier. I like to snowboard more than anything. I had an accident in skiing, which basically is very simple. I was learning and I just split. And when you do the splits when you're skiing, it's hard to stop because you've got all that weight on your feet. So, but the funny thing was that you could see, man, that, you know, even before they had to stop to get food. So that's just the thing. They got to stop. They got to get their food. Let's talk about that before the skiing. Those potato balls and those croquettes looked amazing. And I don't know if they're adding the sound effects, but it made me hungry. Even though we had just finished eating, I was like, oh my God, that looks so amazing. And that was about it, man. These guys snowboarded. They did some skiing. And obviously you could tell that JK is a little more accomplished in that department, whereas Jimin, the whole time, he was working, man. That was a workout. I'm surprised. I got to say that kid had to have, after that day, he had to have fallen out. Just how tired he was. But they had a lot of fun, man. And basically the episode ends that way, with these guys skiing and just really having a lot of fun. So, again, delightfully boring. It was great to relax, you know, some dinner, some wine. It's a great end of the night kind of thing to watch, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. One of my, I guess, so far, I think the episode before is kind of one of my favorites when they first get to Japan. This one's pretty good too, though. And to see, again, the reaction between those two, man, they're like that. You know, you can tell. They finish each other's sentences. They have their own little jokes and stuff, and they just have a lot of fun. So other than that, yeah, great show. It was a great time. What can I say, man? It's Are You Sure? If you guys are watching it, then you know what I mean. It's just an amazing, amazing show and how they've structured it. And, well, that's all that I can say. Thank you for stopping by. And again, if you guys haven't yet, please like and subscribe to the channel. And the next episode is the last episode. So, yeah, we're ready for that. So we'll see you there. Peace.